Hi, good morning. I'm Ben Spry, Optimisation Desk Manager here at npower, and welcome to today's market report. Okay, the headlines then. Gas and power prices ticked ever so slightly higher versus last night's close. Gas system is roughly balanced as it stands. Greece remains in the headlines with no agreement ahead of a possible bailout and Eurozone exit. And Brent oil just ticks up on the curve as the euro gains in early trading against the US dollar. Okay, those are the headlines. If you do need to contact us, please do so on the email address provided, but for more information, please continue to listen. Okay, as I mentioned, gas prices ticked ever so slightly higher on the prompt and the curve this morning. Gas system set to close ever so slightly long actually, with increased Langer-led flows offsetting really high exports from the UK to Europe via the interconnector. As the NBP remains slightly weaker than those prices in continental Europe. In terms of gas for power generation, that's CCGT generation, so gas demand remains strong as wind forecasts continue to disappoint this week. In terms of power, again, as I mentioned, wind relatively subdued this week, and those are set to continue. Solar forecasts also relatively robust, but nothing really to kind of write home about. As I mentioned, CCGT generation relatively high, and the interconnectors all directed to the UK as well. In terms of, I guess, the main headlines, what everyone's interested about, still no agreement on a kind of Greek bailout deal with the IMF and the European Commission trying to make last-ditch attempts for Greece to accept bailout terms ahead of a possible referendum this weekend that could see Greece leave the Eurozone. And obviously this has had a big impact on recent sessions in terms of the strength of the euro versus the GB pound. And as such, we've seen prices relatively pressured over the last couple of sessions. However, just ticking up a little bit this morning. In other news, we also announced yesterday that for the UK's next capacity auction, this will be open to European companies as well as UK businesses and the interconnectors. The capacity auction is designed to ensure that we have enough supply to meet peak demand during the winter period, with the next auction due to take place this December for winter 19-20. Also, we are expecting the European Commission, the Ukraine and Russia to meet in terms of deciding on a longer-term gas deal. The Russian Prime Minister came out yesterday saying that he expected the price for Q3 to remain unchanged. As I mentioned, Brent oil has ticked a little bit higher this morning at around about $6.60. Bit of strength. Euro, having been relatively smashed over the last couple of sessions, has just picked up a little bit of strength against the US dollar, and that's just seeing Brent oil tick up slightly, and in turn that's pulling those gas and power seasons slightly higher as well. Okay, that's it for today. Have a great day, and we will see you the same time tomorrow. Thanks, goodbye.